Just when we think we have all the answers, they go ahead and change all the questions. Well, you know what? We're asking the questions now because for the first time in Boy Green Meets Woody this season, I believe we are 48 hours away from an NFL football game. Usually we days away. The game in a couple days. No, we got a game in 2 days. We got to prepare, and let's hope that the team is preparing because we got a tough opponent. So it's time to ask questions, and it's time to look at the answers. It is Boy Green meets Woody.
Can you guys help us get a jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right, yeah. Come on in. Yeah.
Go. Okay, let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets! Let's go!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green
meets Woody. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Woody. It is your boy James Woody, and you already know we are Woody, rocking everywhere. My man right there doing the wave. Come on now, we talking about the boy who became king. Whoa, don't get seasick now. Oh, hey, hit him with it. Jump on it. Hey, come on now. We talking about the boy who became king, Mr. Paul Hesden Jr. rocking the BG hat. How are you doing, my good sir?
I'm doing swell, Woody. We've won 2 in a row, baby, and it's about to be 3 in a row.
Wow, you sounded a little bit like Blue's Clue real quick. But I'm not sure if that is the future, but I'm not gonna clown you. I'll put this little red nose, you already know I'll put the red nose down.
Okay.
And not gonna clown you because the team has won 2 in a row, and a lot of frowns have turned upside down. So yeah, something like that. So I can't even get mad. I am not the Grinch, despite what a lot of you think. So you know what? This Thursday, let's try to get this dub.
Let's go. Now, Woody, before we get into this, I want to start with something fun on the show because we're going to be going back and forth with questions. So I want to start with something fun that happened over the last couple of days. So, okay, here's where we're going to start. I'm going to put up some show and tell. That's always an important part of class. Here's some show and tell, baby. Okay, so let's start off. This is bad thing that I'm going to start with first. Of course, okay. So Garrett Wilson gets hurt during the game over the weekend, and then AG after the game says he re-injures the same knee, and that sounds awful, and you're like, Jesus, this is awful. Well, AG immediately after the game doesn't have an update. Monday, he speaks. So yesterday, he speaks. Still doesn't have an update, but Garrett's going for imaging. But that's standard protocol. Don't look into that. We always go through all the bells and whistles to make sure everyone's okay. So we'll keep you posted. Okay? That's what AG says yesterday. Well, a little bit later yesterday, we get an update from Rich Cimini, and he says this. Bad news for the Jets offense. Garrett Wilson expect to miss at least 3 to 4 weeks with a knee sprain. Sources say good news is no surgery, just rehab. So Rich Cimini updates us for everybody. He says, hey, here's what's going on. AG didn't tell us, but here's what's going on. We found out this information later in the day. So Rich Cimini spoiled it. Garrett Wilson's going to be out for several weeks, which again, for Jet fans sucks because if he misses the amount of time that Rich Cimini indicated, there's only going to be 4 games left in the season. Would the Jets bring back Garrett Wilson for the final month? Who knows? So AG had another press conference today. Now, typically, Woody, there's no press conference day because it's Tuesday. It's an off day. But Jets have a short week. So the schedule is funky during a short week for on Thursday Night Football. So I want to do some more show and tell, and it's this. Now, Woody, when AG goes to the podium to speak, normally he starts it off by giving an injury report update. And then he dives into, this is just AG's thing, every coach is different, but he gives an injury report update, and he just says, now let's dive into this team. The Patriots, this storyline, this player, this player, this player. Well, here's how AG started the press conference today. Interesting.
I'm going to pass on talking about injuries. Since Rich, he's not here, has all the answers, so you guys can get all the injuries from Rich. So I go right into this game.
So he says he's indicating Rich Cimini. He says Rich Cimini has all the answers, so you don't need an injury report from me. We could get it from Rich. Rich was not there today, so he was not there to defend himself or have whatever this conversation would have been with AG. Obviously, AG seems sort of bothered that Rich Cimini has the scoop on the Garrett Wilson injury. Let's fast forward to the end of the press conference. We have one more bite to get to here, Wudi. At the end of the press conference, a media member goes, Coach, and he has a question about Garrett Wilson. Let's go back to Coach.
Last one. Is Garrett a candidate for IR, or is that not something you want to?
Ask Rich.
I'm asking you.
Well, I'm telling you to ask Rich.
He's not here, though. AG.
Well, you better call him.
No disrespect to you or Rich, but we want to hear from you. That
You guys have been here. You guys have been hearing from me, but now since we're just reporting stuff, that I haven't said, then maybe you should ask him.
Thanks, everybody. See you on the field.
So I want to use all that to say, it's a long wind-up, Wudi, to say, do you care about this AG versus media thing that has continued? Rich Cimini just did his job, and he found a nugget, reported it, and gave us the information on Garrett. AG, of course, doesn't want any information getting outside the building. Very coach-like. He wants to keep everything in-house. And if Rich didn't report what he did, and he had to, that's his job. But if he didn't, the Patriots would be under the ruse of, is Garrett playing? Is he not playing? And now they know for sure, obviously, that he isn't playing. Do you have any problem with this? There's been a lot of responses. This just happened like 40 minutes ago before we got on the show. There's a lot of fans that are pissy with AG saying, why does he have to get combative? There are people pissy with Rich for doing his job. And there's people all over the place. Where are you, Wudi, on all this hoopla?
I mean, the way that you just said it, that was pretty funny. They're both doing their job. So I don't know if the way you phrased it means you're leaning a certain way, but what I will say is shout out to the comment section in both of the YouTube channels that we are displaying this show on. We're talking about at BoyGreen25 and at Take Flight Talk. Both comment sections are popping. And Hep really, said the one that I'm gonna harp on, which is, to me, this is all nonsense. This is all wasted energy from Aaron Glenn. He really should be worried about winning football games. I know the Jets have won 2 in a row, really by the skin of their teeth, so it's not something where I think he should be feeling like his shit don't stink, because it has stunk horrifically this whole season, and getting bailed out by a historically bad defense in 1 week, and then having special teams bounce a certain way a different week. I don't think he should really start feeling himself like that. But he was doing this regardless of the win-loss record. Mm-hmm. I just think it's an unnecessary game to play. You're not doing yourself any, favors by doing it. I just think it's an unnecessary stick. I don't like, I don't even like the fact that I have to talk about it right now.
To me, you said, oh, man, you were indicating maybe I was leaning towards one side or the other. I just think it's hilarious, to be honest. I'm not on either side. I already said it, and you pointed to it. Rich Cimini's doing his job. His job is to have insider nuggets and to cover the Jets, and he's covered them for 37 years. And while I know a lot of people in our comment section probably hate Rich Cimini because they view him as pessimistic or negative in whatever way you want to, I love Rich, to be honest with you. I've read like every piece he's basically ever put out in his history since I've been a fan of the team. I listen to his podcast. It's religious listening on a week-to-week basis. I always think he gets insider nuggets that others don't. And again, when he covered the team for 37 years, he is one of, and consider this, we talked about this actually. We did an interview at the beginning of the year after AG was hired, and I found this out doing research for the interview that Rich Cimini is one of the longest tenured beat writers in America. Like for any team on any platform on anything of covering the New York Jets for this amount of time. He's up there. He may be the longest tenured, but there may be a few others that are hanging out in the universe. So to me, again, I just sort of find it funny. I love the back and forth between AG and the media. And, and this proves it, Wudi, that like when they were 0, so like he was obviously doing this in the offseason when they were 0-0. Then when they were 0-7, he was doing this. So like even on a 2-game winning streak, he's still doing it. So the thing I like is at least he's consistent, right? That AG's AG, whether you like it or not, that's who he is. And so for those reasons, I'm cool.
You are cool. AG not too cool. He running a little hot at the media, but it is what it is. I think we all agree, no matter what comment section you're in, that a win this Thursday would be. I'm not gonna lie. I won't know how to act to upset the current number one seed in the division. I think even more importantly than that, it's a team that all of us universally despise. We just want to see them fail. For a lot of Jets fans, it's their least favorite team. So just to go in their house and mess everything up would be a fantastic, beautiful thing. So my first question of the day is: AD Mitchell good to go?
Yerp. He's clear for takeoff, baby. Roger, over. We're clear for takeoff. AD Mitchell is good to go, baby. He did not, of course, to your point, he was traded for at the trade deadline. According to the players on the team, AD Mitchell didn't get in there till after midnight, so that would have been Wednesday morning for install day. Long story short, he just didn't have enough time to get familiar with the playbook from Wednesday to Sunday to be ready for the game. Now, AG on Monday gave all the confidence in the world that he's going to be good to go for the short week against New England, that just there's just enough days between all the games that now he's going to be good enough to be utilized in some form or fashion. And obviously that's super important based on how we started this show. Wudi, Garrett Wilson's out for another month. That sucks. I feel terrible for Garrett. He was on pace prior to the injury to have the best year of his career in catches, yards, and touchdowns. And now it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be clearly the worst year of his career because of injuries. His 1,000-yard streak outside of something unforeseen is going to come to an end. And so that stinks. And by the way, that just goes to show how impressive Mike Evans is, right? He's been able to do it 11 years in a row, and his will likely come to an end this year with his injuries. How impressive it is to overcome all the crap that comes up from quarterbacks to injuries and everything else. So with Garrett going to be out, somebody's got to step up. And Adonai Mitchell's a great place to look. Josh Reynolds, another one of the Jets starting receivers, he's on IR, so he's unavailable. So you're looking at the young bucks. Adonai Mitchell, John Mechie III, Arian Smith are the young guys. And obviously you have some of the veterans. Your boy, Al Lazard, God bless. Tyler Johnson is obviously in that mix as well. So, yeah, Adonai Mitchell is clear for takeoff for Thursday. Now, what does that mean? How big is the amount of play package that he's going to be fed on Thursday Night Football on the road in hostile territory? That part is somewhat unclear. But he is clear for takeoff. And again, if you guys have not heard that interview, I know I plug a lot of my stuff here on the channel and a lot of Wudi stuff. I did an interview with Colts insider Jake Arthur, who's been covering the team for a long time. He's in all those press conferences. He's been around the players. He's in the locker room. And I did a deep dive for like 20 minutes on AD Mitchell on what Jet fans can expect and why he believes that the Jets are exactly what the doctor ordered because he needs reps. The Jets are going to give him reps. And he said that before Garrett Wilson was injured again. So he's going to get a ton of reps, and we're going to see exactly what this kid has. So I'm excited for it. And there's been some additional reporting here, Woody, from Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic. If the Colts didn't include A.D. Mitchell in the trade, they would not have traded Sauce Gardner. And that to me is a wow, because I think a lot of people would assume A.D. Mitchell was just a throw-in. Yeah, you got anything else? Yeah, throw him in, sure. But apparently that was a key piece of the trade happening. So obviously the Jets see something here. And let's see if Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, sort of the marriage of coaching staff to coach the player and the general manager of identifying the talent, those two pieces on the Venn diagram can kiss here and give the Jets a quality receiver. So,
well, I see something in AD Mitchell. As a matter of fact, for those of you who follow the channels, I put in the Wudi 3 that I was excited to see the new additions, and I put my boy's picture on there only for him to be inactive. So I was definitely looking forward to seeing him play. There's one thing in there that you said that I will contest. I'm not sure if we're gonna get to see this year what he can do, because if Justin Fields is continuing to throw 6 completions in a full game, then we're not going to see a whole lot. Everybody's getting 1 catch each. That's not going to be a nice experiment. But what I will say in that regard, Justin Fields being the quarterback, is that if there was any one guy, because I think a big problem with him, why he's not throwing the football, he's waiting for people to be college open, right? That's a big thing. You don't want to throw your substitutes, you wait for people to be college open. If there was any one guy that he wasn't waiting for, obviously, it's his boy Garrett Wilson, who he injured and ruined his streak, ruined his whole career, ruined his whole life. But A.D. Mitchell, he has that type of speed. Mm-hmm. He is 6'2". He has a larger, I don't want to say larger catch radius, because the way Garrett, but he definitely has a larger wingspan. Yes. Garrett can contort his body. That was one of his big things coming out of college, is how big his catch radius is for his size. But you bring in A.D. Mitchell, this is somebody, a young blood, who has a larger size. He has a larger wingspan. So I hope that they give him a chance. I know that if Tyrod is at QB, he's definitely going to be throwing 50-50 balls in his direction. But I just hope that Fields, seeing that speed, will also do that. So I'm expecting big things from A.D. Mitchell. I don't know how much we're going to see out of him this season with the current QB situation, but he's under contract for a long time. So I am pretty pleased that he's a New York Jet.
Yes, he has 2.5 years of team control left on his contract. So he has the rest of the season and 2 more years after that. So 100%. Nice little find there. He was a second-round pick there in 2024. I see we have a super chat in here. Let me get this in from Barney Miller. Wow. Better to fight the beats and play golf with them. Ah, yes. Old Joe Beningo, Robert Saleh going, man, the Zach Wilson guy sucks. Yeah, there's a lot of poor decisions there. A lot of poor decisions. First off, Robert Saleh apparently opening him up to, hey, I'll get friendly. And then Joe, that breaks an obvious. There is an unwritten code here. Now, Woody, I'm no NFL insider. I'm no Ian Rappaport. I don't break news left and right. That's not my bag. There's been very few cases in my Jets career where I've been able to give a small Jets nugget that maybe I get before somebody else, but it's very small and doesn't happen often. But there's an unwritten rule with sourcing and relationships and where you hear things and how you display them. And I'll be honest, I've messed one of these up before, and I'll even tell the story now because everyone's gone from it. But what you should share. Joe Beningo crossed an obvious line that he should not share private conversations he's having with Robert Saleh on air and things of that nature that are of that ilk. I can admit this. I made a mistake. So I covered the Hall of Fame game, Woody. I went to the Hall of Fame and Joe Klecko went in, Darrelle Revis went in, and we're waiting. It's not even the Brown Stadium. It's Canton Hall of Fame. They have their own football stadium. And we're waiting for Robert Saleh to show up. I'm a media member. I'm credentialed. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is so cool. Like Connor Hughes, Rich Cimini, Zach Rosenblatt. Look at all these guys. I don't belong here. I had massive imposter syndrome, and I was freaking out. I'm going to be perfectly clear. Anywho, so we're waiting for Robert Saleh to show up, or Zach Wilson, whoever's supposed to show up first. And Robert Saleh shows up, and he's doing his press conference. I get to ask a question about Dalvin Cook, or is he a Bonnie Conda? I can't remember the question I asked. And then all of a sudden, I look behind me, and Myles Garrett is right next to me. I'm like, holy blank, that's Myles freaking Garrett, man. We're like standing next to each other, observing the Robert Saleh press conference, and I take a picture of us. And Myles Garrett sort of gave me a look like, that's weird. But anywho, so I do that, and then we do the Robert Saleh press conference. The Saleh press conference ends, right? The media scrum breaks apart. Saleh's presser is over. He walks off. He goes right next to Myles Garrett, and they're talking. And I'm just standing next to them. And I hear Saleh tell Myles Garrett, hey, we'd love to have you in the green, baby. Wink. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, hey. And I tweet it out like an idiot. Like that I heard this saying clearly away. It wasn't at the presser. It was like its own private thing. And I tweet it out. And then I immediately get hate like, dude, that's tampering. Delete the tweet. You're an idiot. And I caught a lot of flack, and I was already feeling imposter syndrome. So I felt like a big doofus, and I had to walk like 10 minutes to go find my car. And I just felt like a dumbass. I should have never tweeted that. I was an idiot. That was obviously an informal, we're just shooting the shit, playing around. He didn't really tamper to say, hey, I'm going to take you on the Jets, but I was an idiot. So long story short here, Barney, we have to just sort of keep things clean, and there are unwritten rules that should be happening. And you're right. So better to fight with the beat than seeing AG and old Rich Meany playing golf. So that is the right way to go about it. Wudi, let me throw a question to you. I love for this segment, and I'm like on the grindstone. My family's not here at the house, so just me. And I'm looking, and I'm staring at the mirror, and I'm like, what questions can I ask myself and Wudi that we haven't asked before? What questions could there be? And I stare up into the universe. I'm looking at the stars. And I'm like, what could be? What could be? And there's unfortunately a question that's a copy-paste. The old ditto. Control C, Control V, on my old Word doc. So I'll ask the question again because apparently we're going to have to keep asking it. Who the hell's playing quarterback against the New England Patriots on Thursday? We know Drake May is playing on that other side. Is it Justin Fields? For the fourth game this season, he threw for under 60 passing yards. He had 54 passing yards on Sunday against the Browns. 42 of the 54 came on a screenplay to Breece Hall. If you take that away, he only had 12 passing yards. If you consider the sack yardage lost by Justin Fields, which was negative 12, he had 0 total net passing yards outside of that Breece Hall screen. You people think I'm making this up? Look it up. Hit it with a Google search. And for the fourth time this season, he's thrown for under 60 passing yards. So again, should Justin Fields be the guy? Is it Ty God time? What should be happening, Woody? What will happen on Thursday Night Football?
So I was just laughing at that time that you guys laughed at me for saying that Drake May was very clearly better than Justin Fields. Anyway, I think what will happen is Justin Fields starting. If I was in the decision and I got to vote, I would probably pick Justin Fields to start. The only thing, and it's a super valid point. It's actually a point that I used to make back when the question was Zach Wilson or our glorious king, who shall be missed, Mike White. My argument back then was, well, if you want to evaluate, Garrett and the receivers, then you need to get somebody who's going to put up yardage. You cannot accurately see what's going on if for the whole game somebody is 6 for 11. And I do stand by that point. It's a very valid point, and if that is the only reason why we're playing these games is to evaluate the offensive talent, then I would go with Tyrod. But I think, they, again, made their bed with Fields. I think they should line it. There is also the potential that, the not scared Justin Fields plays. We have seen that person, play like 3 times this season. And then also the running. He did have some solid runs. Tyrod can run, but, with his durability, I would rather him, just kind of, stay as safe as possible. I think Fields will start. I'm not saying should, but I think he will. And if I was voting, I would vote Fields. So that's what I'm expecting, Justin Fields. And for the, very, very loud, but minority of fans out there of, oh, well, we won two in a row with Fields. So why would we switch it up from that? Like those guys are going to be happy. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Justin Fields.
Wow, I can't believe we disagree here, Woody. We always agree. So this is crazy. I would definitely start Tyrod Taylor. Again, it takes balls. I would start Tyrod Taylor's Tales of the Crypt ass immediately. And I would also say this, that it takes balls to do it because you mentioned it. The Jets have won 2 in a row. The Bengals game, I'll 100% give that to Justin Fields. He played out of his mind. He played great for what he is, right? It's not going to the Hall of Fame.
I don't know about that.
He played out of his mind for him, considering all the circumstances and everything, for him in the Justin Fields box. Drake, hey, like out of his mind, like look at Drake May. Okay, he's an MVP candidate, for God's sakes. So for what he is, he played very well. So I'll give him the Bengals game, tip of the cap. I think he's played 2 good games this year. Bengals, Steelers. That's it. Everything else has been trash. So again, he's coming off this horrific game where the Jets won in spite of him. They had 2 return touchdowns, both in the first quarter. 99 yards, 74 yards. That's the first time in Jets history, unless you want to count the New York Titans of 1960, that's ever happened in the same game. So it's either happened only once or twice in the last 70 years. The chance of that happening on Thursday night seems slim. So that means Justin's going to have to play, if he is the guy, play a lot better to overcompensate, because the special team's been really good all year for the Jets for the most part, outside of the Xavier Gibson fumble and Isaiah Williams fumbles in week 1 and week 4, respectively. They've been spectacular. Obviously, Nick Folk's been really good. McNamara's been good. The return game has been pretty good. So they're going to be really solid, but to get these sort of bursts, it's unreliable. That's not a sustainable way of winning. And the Jets won in spite of Justin Fields, and they've won in spite of him. They only have 2 wins, so they've been unable to win with his play throughout the majority of the season. Tyrod has shown a much higher ceiling of passing the football. I think there's a way to use both. Allow Justin Fields to be this wildcat quarterback that literally does these plays where it's him and Brees. You snap the ball, you pull 2 offensive linemen, and he just starts running like a bat out of hell to the left, and it's a QB sweep play, and then get whatever you can. All right, Tyrod, you're in, and just use him in that way, and eventually use Justin Fields in that wildcat play like 4 or 5 times in a row. Run. The defense like, we know what's happening here, and then boom, Justin Fields gets a pass where it's wide open. Can't miss that, Justin. It's wide open. Just set your feet and pat it twice and chuck it up there. That should help with the accuracy issues there for I would play Tyrod Taylor. To your point, under a short week and with the winning streak, do they? Maybe not. But, hey, if things start going wayward, AG has already shown in the past he's willing to pull Justin Fields. He did it in the Carolina game. He could do it on Thursday night primetime. I hope not. I hope the Jets are just playing so well that no quarterback change is necessary in the game. But will it happen? I guess we'll see.
Well, it's a relief to hear you say some of these things that I've been saying since April. Like Tyrod is a better thrower of the football. Those are things I tried to tell people. They refused to listen to me at that time. Sure. Could have saved a lot of heartache, but at least now you've learned 7 months late. All right. Shout out to M. Villette. You already know the receipts all day, every day. I'm out here letting y'all know because I just want you to know that in real time, there are a lot of things that I say that are true. You might not like it, okay? I remember being sick. I didn't always like that grape, diamond tap or whatever the medicine. I didn't like it, but you know what? It healed me, and that's what I'm here to do. You might not like what I'm saying, but I'm here to heal you with the truth. And with this upcoming game, it's possible, Fields gets benched at halftime. But like you said, he's played some games. Two good games. I will agree with that. But the Dolphins wasn't a bad game. He played like trash. And all those other games, less than 50 yards. Come on now, like trash. And you already know I'm the first person to say I never wanted Fields. I thought he was the worst case scenario for this team. But the Dolphins, so we got 3,
All right.
you know. So maybe this is the next. I don't know. But again, the versatility of the legs, you can uh see if he's playing like himself, and then if he's not, if he's playing like the same bum Fields, then okay, Tyrod at halftime. And Tyrod, he's a garbage time kick anyway. He's always scoring TDs, right? If the game is 21-7 at halftime, right? We already know that before the game's over, the Jets getting 21 points because Tyrod's about to hit these TDs late in the game. So yeah, he could start. But I also think for the locker room, and that's another question that I wanted to ask later on.
Yeah,
is how is the locker room feeling right now? Like if they're feeling hype, if they're starting to believe in AG and everything that's going on, I would imagine. This is a guess. I would imagine that they're also supporting Justin, who is a nice guy. A lot of people like him personally. I actually can't think of anybody who doesn't really like him personally. So I think they're probably playing for him right now, or trying their best to play for him as well. Like I think to make the change, that might mess up the juju inside the room.
Now, Woody, what I tried to do, because we want to give him the Dolphins game. You know what? I can admit mistakes. They don't happen often, so they should be easier to pick out. But okay, I'll throw the Dolphins game in there. And then I immediately said, well, let me write it down. Is there a correlation between the games? So week one, okay. Week 4, okay. Week 8, okay. Wait a second here. Week 4 was Monday Night Football, so I understand that it appears to be a 4-week gap, but really, if you look at the dates, it's more a 3-week gap. So the last game he had of note was week 8. Woody, what week is this?
Week 11?
Is it now?
Oh,
Justin Fields is due, baby, for another one of those games. Hey, okay, once every 3.5 weeks. All right. That works for me. It sounds like Justin Fields is about to turn into a werewolf, baby. It seems like a blue moon's out there. A blue moon. So we're due for game number 4 on the season. Now, wait just a minute. So, maybe. That's not sorry, I'm not going to Alex Trebek in. What is week 11 being the game for Justin Fields? I will not be asking that in the form of a question. Not necessary. Just throwing that out there in the universe. Real quick, though, before I answer your locker room question, Woody, I see we have another super chat from my father's favorite shipmate. Wow. DNY for life. Appreciate you, pal. You, by the way, got yourself 2 more raffle tickets for our contest, which we appreciate. So shout out to you, DNY for life. You have 14 raffle tickets for our contest, baby. We got a hell of a good one coming up here in the month of November. Again, we'll officially be drawing this winner on December 1st. So, folks, get in the raffle tickets while you can. It's an absolutely beautiful prize, a autographed Marty Lyons jersey. Alabama signed off to the Boy Green Coffee Club, and the bottom of the jersey has all of his greatest accomplishments stitched on the jersey, a great collector's piece. And all you guys have to do for each raffle ticket is $3 a piece. Cha-ching. Make sure you guys jump on that, just like DNY for Life did, here with your guys' questions. Hey, we say top questions to answer. That doesn't mean we can't answer questions from you in the audience, baby. We're an interactive show. We're a show by the people for the people, so keep those questions coming. And you can throw some at us as well, like DNY for Life just did here. He says, don't love the media fight, but love how AG is doing it his way. The media shit on the Jets all the time. They love to use it for clickbait. Love AG. So there you go. Hey, again, to me, I'm totally cool with it. I don't get, there's certain media members that aren't in the room that have a big problem with it. Like I've seen Andrew Marchand of The Athletic say, AG, be a professional, announce who the starting quarterback is, stop playing all these games. Again, who gives a shit? If AG, even if it's made up and it's not real, if he thinks he gets some secret advantage by not revealing who his quarterback is, then God bless. More power to you, pal. Fly a kite. I don't care. If I do something in the house that I think makes me a better podcast host, and no one else believes it is, but I do, okay. Have you ever seen the movie Hook? There, Woody. Have you ever seen the movie Hook with Robin Williams?
Of course.
Okay, right. They go to the table, there's no food. Like, what the hell? You can't see it, Robin? You can't see it, buddy? And then all of a sudden, he believes, and the food's there, and he gets smacked in the face with some food. He's like, wait, the food is here. All you got to do is believe. So there you go. So just believe, baby. If he believes it, God bless. Who would have thought I'd make a Hook reference on today's show? Not me. I didn't have that on the bingo card, but here we are. Here we are, Woody. Anywho, so you had a locker room question. You're reset it for me. So sorry, I get way off script there.
Yeah, that is inarguable. The question was, do they believe? Which I guess it's not off script. Off script after that whole thing about believing. Do the players believe in Aaron Glenn? Do they believe in what's happening? Do they believe that this 2-win streak means anything?
I think they do. And again, this goes back to that Hook reference, right? I don't think a lot of people on the outside believe. They're like, dude, you beat the Bengals and the Browns. You're right. I made the jokes of Cody Rhodes, go fuck yourself, state of Ohio. Woo! Right? Like people on the outside, like, who cares? Like, okay, you won 2 random games. But in the locker room, AG's been saying all this stuff over and over and over again. And he's stuck by his ideals, sort of to what Devin said in the super chat. Like, he's stuck by who he is, just over and over again. And now all of a sudden the wins are coming. And then I would have to imagine, again, to what Woody said earlier, this is a guess, that he's been saying these things. Wait a second, now we're winning. AG was right. Again, whether it's real or not, if they believe it's real, that's all that matters. And so, yes, I think there is a lot of confidence heading into this game. Now, it's a difficult challenge, obviously. The Patriots are 8-2. They're in first place in the AFCs. They're on a 7-game winning streak. Hold my beer, 2-game winning streak, Jets. They are on a 7-game winning streak. And Drake May is a MVP front runner. Mike Vrabel in 1 year has insto presto turned around the New England Patriots. So they don't think their shit stinks. They're looking at all the world and everything else. The Jets, despite everything with no Garrett Wilson and no Sauce Gardner, no Quentin Williams, if I'm AG, I'm selling the same message. Hey, we won with Sauce before and without Sauce before, and we just did it again. And now we have a game of proof where we won it without Quentin. Not that those guys aren't really good, but we can do this. We can figure this out. So, yes, I do believe they're believing in that locker room. I believe it means something to them. Obviously, the competition's about to step up. I'm not going to lie. The Jets are currently, I've been told, an 11.5-point underdog on the road. The Jets are going to, when you have that kind of deficit, when you have that kind of gap, you need funky blue moon in the sky werewolf shit to happen to overcome really good opponents. And the Patriots are awesome. So the Jets are going to need an interception. They're the only team in football right now that doesn't have an interception. That is unbelievable. And Jarvis Bradley Jr. had his chance at a pick. Unfortunately, he dropped it over this weekend. So Jets need to force Drake May into some mistakes. They need a fumble. They might need a big special teams play. Maybe it's not a special teams turn touchdown. They need Justin Fields to throw a football forward. I know crazier things have been said in the universe, but maybe that would help too. So I think they're going to need some extracurricular activity, but I think unquestionably, I think this locker room is buying what AG is selling. They're believing it. And, I mean, if you don't believe me, just believe this.
Who wanna fly with
I love that's his new thing. I absolutely love it. He has his own thing, and this is his. His imprints are all over this team.
You actually touched on the next question that I had, which was, can anybody, like anyone, just even one person on the defense, catch a football when it is thrown? And I guess we don't know the answer to that, but you touched on the fact that the Jets are the only team in the NFL without an interception. And we were like super hyped because we were the only team without a turnover, first turnover. And Jarvis Brownlee forced that turnover. Haven't seen one since. So this is like a pitiful unit. And then of course, yes, the interception thing, our boy Brownlee, I'm not trying to shit on him at all. He just happened to be the one that dropped it, but I would definitely highlight whoever dropped it. especially since he's the one that forced the other fumble. I can't be out here talking about, why did you get? He's the only person that's forced a takeaway. Drake May, he's had an interception thrown his last 3 straight games. He's a gunslinger. This is somebody who I've watched, as you guys know. I have been based very close to the UNC campus for a long time. So Drake May, I mean, that's very close to a holy name down here. You know what I'm talking about? And I watched him play. Thought he was fantastic. I was like, damn, I hope he don't go to the AFC East. And of course, the good Lord just had to place him where he did. But yeah, so my point in bringing that up is that he's going to air out the football. He is a lock for 200 yards and a passing touchdown every week. I know because I bet that every week.
Oh,
and I haven't lost.
Wow.
But he also puts the ball in dangerous places, and his wide receiver core is booty cheeks. Like they still not good. They added 85-year-old Diggs, and he's solid. He's solid, but he's not anything special. So hoping to see some sort of takeaway. I'm happy to see that they finally got pressure. Now it was on Peter Gabriel. But
Dylan Gabriel.
You sure it's not Peter Gabriel?
Yeah.
Because he was playing like Peter Gabriel. I think he was playing like Peter Gabriel. Take these broken wings. Okay, out here playing like Peter Gabriel, where he was sacked a bajillion times. So I need to see on a real QB, are they able to do that? And Drake May, he's been set. Myles Garrett, when he's got the 5 sacks in one game, that was against the Patriots, so he's been sacked 6 times, 2 out of his last 3 games. So come on, Steve Wilkes, show me something. Let's get the pressure on Drake May, and let's see if you can finally get a takeaway after just the one takeaway so many weeks ago against Denver.
First off, let me just do this. When you say finally, only 3 people in the audience got that, but I'm one of them. So thank you very much. But I also want to put this up here from Indy. Very nice. So he's a member for a year now on the channel. So happy anniversary, buddy.
Wow.
Mozzie Clemens, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald coming for May. Say good night. And I don't know if you caught the latest song in the Boy Green Arsenal, Wudi, but
I'm going off the rails on a Mozzie train. There you go.
So there we go on Mozzie, baby. So yeah, they're going to need all those brothers and more to be rushing after Drake May. But I love the Wudi 3 we're already getting here about some of those faults of New England that perhaps the Jets could take advantage of. By the way, I was just listening to the Flight Deck podcast from Ritzman, and he was talking about the way that the Jets have been getting pressure without blitzing, that Steve Wilkes has reined all the blitzing back, and they've been getting to it in unique ways. Not quite. It hasn't just been solid 4-man fronts, but like he's just done it in unique ways. Rich described in the podcast. I don't want to speak out of turn and say some of his stats wrong because I didn't write them down, but that's well worth a listen there. So we'll see if some of those guys can get after him. A couple of things here, Wudi. First off, Macho Talk Sports says the line's now 12.5. So it started at 10.5, and people keep throwing that money on New England. So yikes. Thank you, Macho, for that. And Sharon, we have conquered Ohio, onward to Massachusetts. She's saying,
Hey.
Channel. It has me back in my wrist days of moving across the board and trying to conquer everything. So great memory, Sharon. So that made me laugh when I read that comment. So great stuff there on the @Take Flight Talk channel. That is Wudi's YouTube channel. We have a couple hundred people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We're shout outs to our Instagrams, respectively. The James Wudi, @BoyGreen25. So I see you guys out there. So shout out Indy Jets. I saw you in there, or it's Indiana_Jets24 officially. BG and my dog Wudi. So it's great to see you guys representing on all of our different platforms. It means the world. But where we butter our bread, @Take Flight Talk, @BoyGreen25. So make sure you guys show your support no matter where you're watching here on the program, because that is much appreciated here on the show.
If I can just give a shout out real quick to Yo Holmes, man of culture. Man of culture. He knows a little something about Peter Gabriel. So gotta show some respect. Have you heard of the singer Peter Gabriel?
I have not.
You have not? Yeah. I didn't think you did.
Sorry, man.
Based on your reaction. So Yo Holmes, man of culture, definitely respect. And just a quick answer to this question, because we answer questions, so I don't mind answering questions.
Okay.
If I check the box score Friday and Breece Hall has 200 all-purpose yards, then do you think we won or lost? I mean, I'm gonna have to go with one. This man, he is the life force of the offense. I don't think we can do anything without Breece having a fantastic game. I mean, here's a quick stat. They are 0-7 in games where he doesn't score. They are 2-0 in games that he does score. So, if he has had 200 all-purpose, which I think is super hard since the passing total sometimes is at 50, I'm going to have to assume that he has scored. And, I'm gonna go with a win, 3-0 in games that Breece Hall scores. That's what I'm looking at.
Well, I like your stat, Woody. I would say it's hard to say, Danger Zone, and here's why. There's no Garrett Wilson, so who else is putting up these yards? Breece Hall, whether we win or lose, has to put up the yards. He's the only piece that we have. So, right, he could put up 200 all-purpose yards, and Drake May could light up this Jet defense and throw for 500 yards, and they could go off, and a shootout that the Patriots would feel pretty comfortable in a shootout scenario. So, I think Breece Hall is a man on a mission. He is on pace for his best year. Before this Bengals game, he was on pace for 1,200 rushing yards, which obviously would be the best rushing season he's ever had. I imagine it's only been increased by that Bengals game, so I haven't done the math sense of what he is now on pace for, but he's still.
And you don't even you follow me on Instagram. You're not even looking at my post, most recent post.
Okay.
It is the exact number that Breece Hall is on pace for. I made it myself. Okay. And this dude literally doesn't even see,
Hey, where's a collab invite, huh? Maybe I would have saw it if you gave me a collab invite. I'd be like, oh, what a beautiful stat. Of course, Woody. I'll bring you over to my 12 people over here that are dancing in the street. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Damn. Let me see if I can pull it up for the boys.
So you don't even have the number. You don't even have your own number.
No. I know. I have the number committed to memory. It's 1254, but I'm saying the graphic that I put on IG.
Oh, I see.
Can you pull that up? Or can I pull it up? No, I can't pull it up.
Yeah, sure. You can pull it up. Yeah.
No, like do you see it on the bottom right there?
Oh, there it is. Oh, yes. Can I literally pull it up? You already had it ready.
Come on, BG.
Sorry, man. I'm sleeping at the wheel.
Hey.
That looks great. That looks like he's a Pokemon. I've seen like this background before of like, who's that Pokemon? Like a silhouette, and it's like Breece Hall. Oh, yeah. Well, so cool graphic here. Looks very nice.
Thank you. Shout out to the people at Adobe Cloud. We out here doing our thing, but it is 1,254 yards is the pace that he's on. It actually, like you said, was 1,200. It jumped up to 1,234 after the Bengals, and now after the Browns, it's 1,254. So he's actually just consistently raising the bar for himself. He's doing a fantastic job, and this was another thing I was saying back in April while you guys were like, oh, if we can get a fit for him, hey, we got the Braylon Allen train. Choo-choo. All that type of nonsense that you guys were saying.
I don't remember any of that. By the way, Woody, quick trivia. Who is the last?
Sorry, your audio cut out. Did you say who was the last 1,000-yard receiver for the Jets?
Okay, StreamYard has been having issues, so I wanted to play the trivia music, see if that works. It unfortunately, two things rubbing up against each other hasn't worked recently, so hopefully StreamYard fixes those sound issues. Quite. I said, who is the last New York Jets running back to run for 1,000 yards?
Oh yeah, Chris Ivory. Everyone knows that.
2015, 10 years ago, a decade ago. There's a name for how long it's been since it's happened. So,
that's funny.
That's
who I thought was going to break it was Isaiah Crowell. He was having a fantastic year.
200
No, he
yards
was-
rushing. No, he was. And against his old team, he did the dude wipe touchdown.
Yes.
They had over 200 yards against his old team, Isaiah Crowell.
Yes.
4-1 out, buddy.
Yeah, the
for you.
Browns.
Yeah, it was. That's true. To go full circle all the way back to your question, can they catch an interception? It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Not only is Garrett out for this game on Thursday night, Azaria Thomas, the rookie corner, out. He had a very scary head-to-head contact.
I can't lie. Might make it easier. I don't know. Boy was getting cooked up. Boy was getting cooked up.
That's fucked. That's fucked. But let me give my sweet pleasantries as I was in the middle of before I was rudely interrupted on this program. Azaria Thomas, unfortunately, had a very scary collision with Jamian Sherwood, friendly fire in the middle of the game, and he was lying motionless for a while on his back. I was very nervous for him, but thankfully he was able to get up under his own power, walk off the field. But with the NFL's very intensive 5-step concussion protocol, short week, he was always going to be out for this game, and he was officially ruled out on Monday. Interesting, though, that if you look at the snap count, it's sort of deceiving what the Jets ended up doing. So AG broke it down. Malachi Moore went from safety to nickel corner. Jarvis Brownlee went from nickel corner to boundary. Isaiah Oliver kicked back to safety. So they just rotated everybody. Instead of just, I guess Quantez Stiggers is going to play, it was interesting that they reshuffled the entire secondary. So shout out to the Jets in the middle of the game saying, hey, you're playing safety, you're playing slot corner, you're playing boundary, you're doing this. Like a lot of impressive stuff there for the Jets secondary to be able to do that on the fly in the moment. In a span of a week, Sauce Gardner gone, Azaria Thomas, the guy who replaced him, gone, and now they're dealing with a lot of other pieces. So we'll see now that they have the benefit of time and they had to sort of make that decision in the middle of the game. What do they do for this Patriots game? We'll see. You know what? All it takes is a ball bouncing up. Like stupid stuff happens. I'm watching all these other NFL games. Who was it? Broncos, Giants, Texans, Jaguars. I can't remember who the guy is, but the player was so significant because he had this whatever the color of their jerseys are, he had like this red wristband like on his elbow. So like whoever this player was, and he kept standing out because the ball kept finding him. Like he would just walk around, here's the ball. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like this, like he just has a friggin' magnet somewhere that the ball's just magically flying. It's an oblong shaped football. It bounces all kinds of directions. So long story short, to answer your thing, like hell yeah. Can they get it? And Drake May apparently puts it in compromising positions. He's a young player. And quite frankly, the Patriots are a young team. That's another reason why I'm thinking that the Jets can make some noise here is that, the Patriots, while they're favored in a bunch of these games down the stretch, there's only a handful of them that are sort of questionable. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 that are questionable left on the schedule. The rest are quote unquote easy games. Let me ask you this. Do you believe the Patriots are going 15-2?
I mean, how can they do that when they're about to lose on Thursday, baby? Oh, come on now.
Let's go.
Come on, man.
Come on now.
Who wanna fly with them?
If you weren't with us at 0-7, don't come over 10-7, baby.
I'm not gonna lie. Hayden is dropping some fantastic points on the TFT YouTube channel, but I can't 92 total yards. It's possible. It's possible unless they switch to Tyrod, because Tyrod, we already know Tyrod throwing for 100 plus. But the Patriots, no, I really think the Patriots are going to win a lot of games. Like I would say, 100% they win in double-digit games. Like I would bet.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, they're at 8-2. They only need 2 more.
Oh, is that? Oh, damn. So 12. I'll say 12. I'm very confident in 12.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah, like double digits. I agree. I definitely think that's happening.
Well, you guys didn't agree when I was telling you in April. You guys were
hey.
the Patriots suck, man. 5 games. Mike Vrabel, that don't mean shit, bro.
Okay, I've had 2 takes. Both of them look really bad early. One looks really bad. One is, we'll see. The 2 takes for this. New England was going to win 5 or 6 games. Well, they passed that, so Paul's an idiot. At Freezing Cold takes, take your lunch money, pal. Number 2 was that Aaron Rodgers would quarterback the first Mike Tomlin team to miss the playoffs and go under 500. Both of those things happening together. And, it looked questionable early on. Old Aaron Rodgers was throwing it all over the barnyard, but now looks like that car is turning the other direction. So maybe that's going to be a late bloomer of no.
Also had the Jets winning the Super Bowl and a 12-5 record.
That one's slightly off kilter at this point.
First place, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We can. Although he did
for now.
Oh my God, did he cost me in fantasy? I'm the only Jonathan Taylor owner on planet Earth who did not win in fantasy this week, and I 100% blame Aaron Rodgers. Just wanted to let you guys know that.
I see Nate says Stiggers did play boundary corner in the fourth quarter, didn't allow a catch. According to Rich Samini's snap percentages, Quantas Stiggers played 3 snaps on defense. So I appreciate him not giving up a catch in 3 snaps, but unless his stats were wrong, and he just had it wasn't even he tweeted them where he could have mistaken it. He had it on his stat sheet he got from the National Football League, and it said 3 snaps played. So it seems like he played some boundary corner, but it didn't seem like a lot. It seemed like more so what Glenn said with the reshuffling of the secondary. But that was my initial gut because when the game was over and the snaps came out, I'm like, I was just looking at corners. I was going through the defensive thing going, corner. Who was next highest after Isaiah Thomas? I'm like, oh, it was Quantas Stiggers. He was the guy. And I'm like, oh, 3 snaps. I'm like, what the hell did they do? Because I was in the middle of doing the play-by-play, so I didn't have time to, like, pen it out and see exactly who was playing where. So, yeah, maybe we'll get some more Quantas Stiggers action. I'd love to see him get a shot. He's a good kid, so there's nothing more. I would love to see that.
I also I feel like Stiggers can probably catch. He can probably catch a football. So
well, right. How many? I imagine. I don't want to assume, but I imagine you don't remember off the top of your head. His CFL. He won the Rookie of the Year in the CFL, and he had like a cajillion picks. He was doing awesome. He had a couple pick sixes and stuff too. So maybe he is the answer to the prayers. I love when he makes a big play on special teams. He goes insane. Like they just won the Super Bowl, and the Jet players on special teams like lose their shit with him. So again, I'd love nothing more. That would be a momentous thing if the Jets can get an early turnover on New England and then they give the offense short fields to work with. That's another way to possibly help Justin Fields or Tom Brady, whoever the hell's playing quarterback. Hey, you don't have to drive 99 yards. How about 20? Here you go. Silver platter. Now, make sure you score a touchdown. Don't just take 3. Here you go. You got a turnover short field. Take advantage of it. And then maybe defense and special teams can keep playing the way they've been playing.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, I can't because I know you're like, oh, super impressive how they did all this. To me, that's just musical chairs until you guys can actually get some production. Moving things around, that don't mean nothing. Can you guys actually, stop players, right? They did a fantastic job of, letting Jerry Jeudy look like Jerry Rice. And I had Jerry Jeudy on fantasy. He has been buns.
There's no way you started him, right?
What?
There's no way you started him, though, right?
I dropped him.
Oh, okay. So did I. I was just saying, boy, you have to, your family must be, wheeling around some wagons to carry your balls. If you had the entire time and said, you know what, fuck it. Jets defense, now's the perfect time, and start him, that would have been a great move because Tommy Reese was calling plays, different guy, different things happen. But no, I dropped this ass to him like, Jesus, I can't even roster him, let alone play him. So, unbelievable.
So, so that's what I'm saying. I can't give the Jets, great job mixing things around. That really worked out. No, it didn't.
Touché.
But we'll see what happens with Stiggers on Thursday.
Shout out to Stiggers real quick for people that don't know his story. You guys could check out this interview. I did it about a year ago, so you'll have to look it up on YouTube or on Google. Jory Epstein, she works for Yahoo Sports. She met with Quantas and did the super deep dive piece about his life. It's super fascinating. And to Yoham's point, Stiggers just so easy to root for. His solid special teamer down the stretch should see some more diamond on defense, especially with Sauce traded. And that Stiggers is in the NFL, didn't even go to college. Yes, he was supposed to go to Lane College, but unfortunately a tragic, passing away of someone in his family and his life, I believe it was his father. And that happens, and he has to go back home to take care of his family. So he stops college, has to do normal jobs. And then he gets the fan football league where it's 7-on-7. People in the audience are picking the plays on their phones. The craziest bleep in history. CFL team goes, who's that guy in the fan? How are they even looking at fan control football? How do you even find that? I didn't even know that existed. Yet somehow a CFL scout's like, not bad. And then it turns into everything. So he has an unbelievable story. There'd be nothing more that I would like out there in the universe that for him to do anything with the Jets, let alone make some plays and become a starter. I love his confidence. He said it last year, I'm going to be a starting corner next year. Now, I'm like, looking at the depth chart, I'm like, I don't see it, but I love the cut of your jib, pal. And maybe he will be a starter. Maybe he's going to speak it into existence. So, he could start this week. We'll see if that's the case on Thursday Night Football.
Absolutely. We all rooting for him. All rooting for him. We all rooting for the Jets. Okay.
Yeah,
the Dolphins upset the Bills. They cost me a fortune. I had a nice parlay. I picked like 6 teams, and every pick hit besides the goddamn Bills. Can't even beat the Dolphins. God.
How much scratch would you have won?
Like 250.
Damn. What do you get though for getting 5 of the 6 legs of the parlay right?
Absolutely nothing. You don't get nothing.
I see.
So yeah, picked, just perfect. All the, little, okay, dash of Ravens there, perfect parlay over Josh Allen to just continue to throw the football to the other team. So let the Dolphins not be the only upset in the AFC East this week. Come on now, It
goes to show you, Woody, that I imagine that leg of your parlay took 3 seconds to say, yeah, Bill's taking out the Dolphins. Check. That was probably the first leg of the parlay. All right, now what else am I building around this? Now let's get dicey, because that wasn't dicey. So, but that goes to show you that nothing can be bleep and assume. The Packers losing to the Browns, the Dolphins beating the Buffalo Bills, the Patriots beating the Buffalo Bills, although the Patriots have turned out to be a really good thing. There's been wild upsets throughout the Raiders beat New England week 1 in Foxborough. No one talks about that because it was a million years ago, but that happened. So crazy shit happened. So for everyone just writing it off saying, here come the Patriots, here we go. And exactly, King Blaze, imagine we beat the Patriots. Imagine the Jets go into the Lions' den, beat New England at the top of their powers at 8-2 and snap a 7-game winning streak, and AG gets a 3-game winning streak. You want believers? I said it on Boy Green Day. I'll say it again. I will be fucking intolerable when the Jets beat the Patriots. I will be intolerable when that happens. Just want to be out there.
I definitely do not doubt that. And Hayden, who is, I appreciate you joining us for today's show on Take Flight Talk. Pats fan in here, just very respectful in the comments. Brought up this point too, and you can say that, that was the Dolphins beating the Bills, but right now, the worst team in the division is facing the best team in the division. So I think this is a time to make something happen. You never know. You can never be too safe. Boy Green already pointed out a lot of different upsets. I think the Panthers and the Packers. I don't even want to talk about the Packers because they cost me. I'll just say that anything is possible. I'm not writing it off, and you guys love to call me negative. You love to say, all this type of stuff, and I am not writing off the New York Jets this Thursday. So that should tell you everything you need to know about this game. Come on now, let's get it.
Damn straight. Well, Hayden and everybody else that joined us in the chat, shout out to my folks over on Instagram. God bless. You guys are seeing a new version, by the way. StreamYard has implemented a vertical and portrait and landscape mode and all these different things. So I'm seeing it on my Instagram. The show looks a lot different now. So hopefully you guys on Instagram are enjoying it. It's a StreamYard setting, nothing to do with us. So if anyone has any of those issues about seeing the show or anything, please just let us know. It's a new feature here for StreamYard. But I do want to give a shout out to the couple hundred people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe on your respective social media portals. I'm trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers, and we're trying to get my boy Wudi to monetization. He has been on the streets with a cup asking for loose change. For the love of God, and can we dump a few dimes, couple of nickels, couple of quarters, for God's sakes? so he can put food on the table for his family. All you have to do is subscribe. It is free to do, folks. That is Take Flight Talk. That's where he does all his wonderful New York Jets coverage, including all the hard work for Wudi 3. And he's so proud of that, and he should be, of coming up with stats and insights that no one else has. That's kind of research that my guy Wudi puts here into all of his Wudiology. And let's all be students and go back to school and learn, because I yearn for some learn. And he delivers it, baby. So, Wudi, God bless. Thank you. And we'll be on Thursday, folks. I can promote it and tease it because the video's already up. Taylor Kyles, beat reporter for CLNS Media that covers all things New England Patriots. He's at every game. He breaks down the film. He is the best. I love Taylor, and he has given us time on game day, hours before kickoff, and that means the world to us. He will join us at 3:00 for a third party Thursday for a game day episode, unique game day episode for Boy Green Meets Wudi. I can't wait for it. That's going to be a lot of fun talking Jets Patriots on Thursday at 3:00. Woodster.
Absolutely fantastic. My God, what a generous opportunity. Taylor, definitely thank you so much for carving out some time. Huge day, right? Big day, very busy day. Carving out time to speak with us. Like Boy Green just said, means the world. And we're gonna talk about it. Favorite day of the week, third party Thursday, game day Thursday. There's so many things to say about this Thursday all at once. Let's get it.
Here we go. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care, and in the wise words of Aaron Glenn.
Who wanna fly with them? Yeah!
We'll see you now.